everyone, it's Jill Foster here for Penny Black. Thanks so much for joining us today as we take a peek at the brand new stamps and dies from Penny Black's newest collection called Love and Roses. And all of these new products are now available in our online store. And before we begin, I just wanted to mention that this video is designed to help you take a closer peek at our new collection and share some tips and hints as to how some of the cards were created. But don't worry, we will have lots of instructional videos coming soon that feature some of these new products and card designs. And one thing I especially love about this new collection is it is filled with cute stamps that will truly make you smile. And cards made with these products will also certainly bring a smile to the face of the recipient. And I really recommend that even if you tend to create with more elegant styled stamps, to give these a try. I think you might be surprised by the joy and fun you have crafting with them. I found as I colored these designs and assembled my cards, it brought me such lighthearted happiness while I was crafting. Oh, and don't worry, if you do really like more elegant designs, they are included in this collection too. So to begin, let's take a peek at some oh so sweet kiddos. This first 3x4-inch miniature transparent stamp, Heart You, is great for Valentine's cards, but also for any time you just want to send a card wishing someone love or a happy day or even a birthday card. And the little boy is also handy for creating boy or masculine themed cards that have a cute twist. Next, I don't know how you can't smile while stamping with this little girl from the 3x4-inch miniature transparent set, Love You. She is so fun to color, and I just really love her. For most all of my cards with this new collection, I colored the focal point images with Copic alcohol ink markers and then fussy cut them out. But these images are very versatile and can be colored with whatever medium you prefer. Watercolor, colored pencils, really whatever you like. For my cards, the focal point images were then layered onto very simple scenes created with hand-trimmed hills and creative dies. And I'll have more in just a bit about some of my favorite dies that I use to create these simple scenes. Next is this sweet girl and her feathered friend from the new transparent set Tweety. And before I forget, I wanted to mention that you will see a complete list of product numbers used on each card shown on screen in light gray. Any of those product numbers can be searched in the Penny Black online store or website, which I have linked for you down in the YouTube description box. Now back to this cute stamp. I love that it can be used for Valentine creations, but it also, again, is versatile enough to be used for many different occasions, such as a friendship card as I shown here. Okay, and how cute is this new slapstick cling stamp set called Kissing Frogs? And while I didn't use the sentiment included with the set on this card, it too is so fun and it really makes me smile. Once again, I colored and fussy cut my image in order to layer it onto a simple scene created with dies. But I also think this stamp has a lot of great detail that would be perfect for a one-layer card with the image stamped and watercolored. Now this next pair of sweet kiddos from the slapstick cling stamp set In Love is a definite smile maker. It would be great for Valentine, anniversary, or even a birthday card for your significant other or a good friend. And I really like that this image gives you the option of using it with the balloons or leaving them off. It looks good either way. Here I chose not to use them so I could create a scene with this pair looking out at the sunset and night sky. This next pair of stamps feature the most adorable couples. I really can't say enough about what a happy feeling I had when working with these new products. Not only are they so sweet, but I was also able to pretend that it wasn't cold outside when making these warm weather scenes. So without further ado, take a look at this cute pair from our slapstick cling stamp set called Young Love. There are so many ways to create this park bench scene, which also adds to the versatility of the design. The scene on my card was particularly easy to put together and design with the use of our Metropolitan Creative die for the background. And here's another cute couple. They're called Jack and Ginger. And it really warms my heart the way that they're holding hands And I also love the way that they're looking up at each other and that sweet bouquet of flowers that he has for her. So moving on, now how about a few critter delights? And our new release has a very versatile new set called So Loved. And I love each and every critter that's in this set. So I went a bit crazy creating lots of cards with just this one set. And I'll give you a look at some of those now. There's so many ways to add these adorable critters to a simple scene. It's fun to decide what you want this sweet doggy to be gazing up at. Here I gave him some heart banners to look at, but I think he would also be so cute with a butterfly on his nose, or maybe even looking up at another critter from the set. And again, these critters can be used for many different types of cards. They're not just limited to Valentine or even to love-themed styled creations. Now, this furry friend with a bright yellow heart is perfect for sending sunshine, but for a more Valentine or anniversary styled card, changing the yellow colors to red would give this a totally different look. And how about the hedgie filled with hearts holding a little love note? On this card, I also wanted to point out I've used our snowflake stitch frame from our previous Christmas release. And I just really appreciate when products such as these frames are versatile enough to use for multiple seasons. And to give this hedgie something to look up at, I've added a die cut sentiment. And I gave it even extra dimension by adding it to a layer cut from Fun Foam. Finally, here's one more critter from this new transparent set called So Loved. And instead of adding this critter to a scene, I added him to a little window frame peeking out with his beautiful bouquet. So as you can see, I added most of these happy characters and critters to simple scenes that were made using our creative dies. And I just wanted to share with you some of my current favorite dies that make it easy to design these scenes. And it's amazing how a new focal point stamp like those included in this new collection can give the creative dies in your stash a whole new look as background elements or when used as embellishments. So after coloring these new images, I looked through my stash for elements I found worked well with each design. For basic backgrounds, hearts, and frame elements, I especially loved using these creative dies from our previous releases: Silver Linings, Heartstring, Metropolitan, Picket Fence, Butterfly Heart Pop-Out, and Antique Frame. And to embellish the scenes with flowers, I found these 4 dies offered a lot of variety in style and size. I've used Playful Posies, Dainty, Coy, and Illuminate. And then used alone or in combination with the flowers, these dies are great options for adding greenery to your scenes. Here you can see leaves, berry branches, fresh breeze, love is growing, and love buds. And if you are making Valentine or love themed cards, the ones on the far right hand side have great whimsical hearts incorporated into the designs. And don't forget about some of your Christmas dies too. I used the trees from beneath the birches and just added a few small die cut leaves to give them a more springy feeling. And finally, I really like to have some small flowers to tuck in here and there in my scenes. And the 3 dies shown here on the right hand side are really great options for that. Now back to our new stamps. If you love elegant designs, we certainly have you covered with this next amazing slapstick cling stamp. Introducing Crimson Blush. This rose is perfect for so many different techniques. On this 1-layer card, I stamped the rose multiple times around the perimeter of my panel. And by using light ink, I used distress ink in the color of antique linen. I could paint it in with watercolors for a loose, flowing, no-line watercolor look. And here's another card featuring this same rose. Here I stamped it a couple of times on the bottom of my card and then painted it in with watercolors. And the etching lines that are part of the stamp illustration are really helpful in determining where to add shadows when you are coloring it in. And if the no-line watercoloring technique isn't one of your favorites, this rose also looks really beautiful when stamped in a darker ink like a black or a dark brown and just simply colored in. I think it would also look really great stamped and heat embossed in white and then with inks applied on top for a resist effect. Finally, we have 2 more stamps that are a part of this new collection. Here's our new sentiment set called Smitten. And if you look closely at these beautiful sentiments, you will see that they are wonderful for so many love-themed occasions, and again are versatile enough for any time you want to send happy thoughts or hugs to a friend or loved one. Next is the miniature 3x4-inch transparent set called Hearty Note, and I especially like the homespun look to the hearts. On my card, I used a portion of the branch and I added it to a die-cut tree on this little scene. And speaking of all of the things that I love in this collection, I also have a few brand new creative dies to share with you. I am such a big fan of the big bold letters of the word love in this creative die set called Love and Roses. They can be used with an elegant card as I've made here, but I also think it would look so cute with a critter perched on top of the word love as well. And for my card, I added the word you from an older creative die set. And I love the mix of fonts and the options that you have for layering with these big bold letters that are included in this new die set. Now, if you have a music lover in your family or just want another fun love-themed die for your stash, this next creative die, Love Notes, is really unique. And as you can see, I couldn't help but make another card with our new critter set too. I also really like the combination of this new die and that fun new sentiment from the sentiment set. Next is a peek at our creative die, Kitty Love. I decided to make a fun little tag with these sweet cats. I die cut the cats from watercolor paper and added some shading using Distress Ink Reinker used as a watercolor. I just painted that on. The background was inked with a combination of Memento and Distress inks using an ink blending tool and a foam pad. And finally, last but not least, here's a look at our new border die called Hearts Border. And on my card, I've layered it 3 times in order to add extra visual interest and texture to the base and background of this card design. Thanks again for taking a peek at the brand new stamps and dies from our new collection, Love and Roses. Be sure to visit our blog to view the complete catalog, which not only includes these new products, but also some fan favorites from prior releases. All of these products are now available in our online store, and I'd love to know what your new favorite stamps and dies are. Leave a comment here on YouTube letting us know. We really do love reading your comments and about your favorites. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also connect with Penny Black on our website, blog, Facebook page, on Instagram, Twitter, shop our online store, and see lots of card making tutorials here on our YouTube channel. I've linked to all of these for you down in the YouTube description box below. Happy stamping!